Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Chaotically Ambitious. I'm your host, Sarah Kredis, and for today's episode, we're looking up. We're looking way up. Today, we're going to be talking about astronomy, a topic that I've been dying to talk about ever since I started this podcast, and it's something that I've been passionate about for the longest time ever, so I'm just excited to share this passion with you guys. And yeah, so space exploration and astronomy have always been a wonder of mine ever since I was a child. I remember in the third grade, we were asked what we wanted to be when we grew up, and I said I wanted to be an astronaut. And at the time, I took this interest very seriously. I remember I had these American Girl doll boxes, and they were white and like rectangular. I used to cut them up in half and like stick the two parts together, leaving a hole at the bottom. And I used to pretend that it was my space helmet, and I used to wear all white and be like, this is my spacesuit. So I took that interest very seriously at the time, and I still do today, hence this episode. So, because there's something so inspiring and humbling about knowing that you're small part in such an immense, vast universe. It's like you look up at the stars or the moon or the planets, and you're like, you feel infinite. And speaking of infinite possibilities, let's kind of dive into the future of space exploration. For the past decade, the field of astronomy has been witnessing incredible things. We've seen reusable rockets from SpaceX. NASA has been thinking about sending humans back to the moon through the Artemis project, and maybe even talks of humans on Mars. And what's incredible, or the exciting part about this, is that Saudi Arabia is actually stepping into the spotlight as well and venturing into these kind of areas of space exploration. And as all of you probably know, in 1985, Prince Sultan bin Salman Al Saud was the first Arab astronaut to travel into space, and that in its own was a groundbreaking achievement. And he's honestly absolutely one of my biggest role models. I do look up to him and admire all of his incredible achievements in the field of space exploration. And I'm in awe of the things he does, and I really, really, truly look up to him as a person, as an astronaut. And as I said, that in its own time was a groundbreaking achievement, but now with the Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia is stepping into more space-related ventures. And just last year, actually, Rayana Bernawi was the first Saudi woman to go into space. And isn't that just incredible? Because it's not just a milestone for Saudi, it's a global win for women in STEM and young Saudi women like me who are interested in the field of astrophysics, astronomy, and just space exploration. It's just seeing someone from your background and your culture achieve something as incredible as this is very empowering and very inspiring, and kind of just makes you excited to see what the future can hold for us young women in STEM, as I said. And what I love most about Rayana's story is that it opens up new horizons for young girls. It shows them that space isn't just for the select few, because, as we grew up, we're like, only specific people could be able to go to space. It's something selective and a hard, rigorous process, and it is, not to take away from that, but it's for, her story proves that it's for anyone that's willing to dream big and work hard for what they wanted to achieve, basically. And for me, her journey feels very personal, because I've always believed that, if you work hard, you could achieve anything you want, or anything you set your mind to. And it might sound cliche, but it's true, because like regardless of your gender, if you have the right mindset, you could really work towards anything you want to. You just have to dream big and work hard. But let's not forget, space exploration is a team effort, as I mentioned in my previous episode. It's not just about astronauts, it's about engineers, scientists, educators, and anyone who's basically willing to change the future. And Saudi Arabia is actually making huge investments in STEM education, and more women are stepping into the field of astronomy every day. So that's where it gets really inspiring, as I said, and empowering, because with each growing day, we see more and more effort being put into the field of astronomy, space exploration, and STEM in general, which leads women to kind of be excited to join these fields and not kind of hold back and feel like they're actually included in the process of these fields. And it's like when you see, for example, the latest images from the James Webb Telescope, it's like you see these stunning galaxies billions of light years away, kind of giving us a glimpse of the past. And it's a reminder that there's so much more to learn about our universe. And with Saudi Arabia's ventures, as I said, it kind of ties it all together and just makes you truly believe that if you set your mind to it, you're gonna be able to get into this field of study, if you understand what I mean. And I've spent hours personally staring at these images and just like wondering what it would be like to witness those distant worlds up close and in real time. All right, so with that being said, let's kind of talk about the science driving space exploration. And one of the most interesting areas actually right now is exoplanet research, because scientists are using the James Webb Space Telescope, as I previously mentioned, to study atmospheres that are surrounding planets that orbit distant stars. So this makes them look for chemical signs of life such as oxygen or water vapor. So with that, imagine the implications of finding another planet other than Earth that supports life. Like, could you imagine yourself living on a planet other than Earth? I know I'm having a hard time grasping that fact. And then there's the fascinating work happening with Mars exploration. NASA's Perseverance rover is currently collecting samples that could tell us if there was ever microbial life on Mars. And there's also the European Space Agency that's collaborating on missions to study the icy moons of Jupiter, like Europa, which has a vast subsurface ocean. And these are places where life might exist in environments completely different from Earth. We know how life on Earth can be, but can you imagine just a whole different environment, a whole different atmosphere where life could be supported? How mind-blowing is that? And also, let's not forget the advancements in propulsion technology. Researchers are exploring ways to make space travel faster and more efficient. From ion drives to the possibility of nuclear propulsion, these breakthroughs could cut down the time and effort taken to take humans to other planets, so you being on Mars could happen much sooner than you think. Also, speaking of propulsion, have you ever heard the concept of solar sails? These lightweight reflective materials use sunlight to propel a spacecraft, and it's such a clever way to harness the power of our sun, because imagine a future where we could send probes to the farthest end of our solar system with minimal energy requirements. And another fascinating area is also space habitats. Scientists and engineers are now working towards designing environments that are self-sustaining for long-term space missions. And it's like, think about it, astronauts living on Mars, or even in space stations that mimic life on Earth but are orbiting Earth. So it's like these habitats need to recycle water, produce food, and maintain breathable air. So it's like creating a mini Earth, but in space, basically. And this research also, the research going into this could also help us fix sustainability challenges here on Earth. And also, let's not forget about asteroid mining. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real, it's happening, and we're getting closer to it every day, and it's truly becoming a possibility, because asteroids are rich in rare metals such as platinum and gold, so as well as essential resources such as water. So mining them could provide materials to build spacecraft or even deep fuel space missions, and it's making it an exciting way to think about how we can use resources from space to support space exploration. Alright, so with all these new and exciting innovative technologies that are helping us study space further, it makes me wonder, where is Saudi Arabia heading towards in terms of astronomy and just space exploration? With initiatives like the Saudi Space Commission, it proves that we're setting ambitious goals towards research, innovation, and even exploring the idea of space tourism. Like, how exciting would that be, thinking about being able to visit a space station one day? And as for women, sky isn't just the limit anymore, with role models like Rayana and programs encouraging women in STEM. It's such an exciting time to be a part of this journey, because the possibilities seem endless. And I feel just personally so inspired to see young girls in Saudi Arabia and beyond seeing themselves as astronauts, engineers, scientists, because who knows, maybe one day one of them, or maybe even me, would lead the mission to Mars. Alright, so that's it for today's episode of Chaotically Ambitious. I hope this topic gave you that little boost of encouragement or motivation. And just remember, the universe is vast and the opportunities are endless. So just dream big, work hard, and inshallah you'll achieve anything you set your mind to. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, leave a comment, and let me know what you think, because as I always say, any feedback would be appreciated. And I'd love to hear back from you guys, because just your feedback would mean everything to me. So if you have anything to say at all, please leave a comment, or you can reach out to me on any of my socials. They're all linked down below. And yeah, please subscribe, and as I said, leave me some comments, and we can keep the conversation going. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye guys!